The alarm screamed across Mars colony, 7 at 3 in the morning. Commander rolled out of his bunk before his mind fully woke. 20 years in the Space Defense Force had taught him that middle-of-the-night alarms meant something bad. He ran to the command center in his undershirt and uniform pants. The room buzzed with activity. Screens showed something impossible. His second officer, lieutenant, pointed at the main display. "Sir, they just appeared at Jupiter's orbit. We count 9,900 ships." Stared, the display showed a massive fleet, arranged in perfect geometric patterns. Each ship was larger than anything humanity had ever built. They hung in space like a swarm of metal insects, waiting. "Contact Earth now," said. Back on Earth, Doctor was still at her desk at the Orbital Defense Network headquarters. She had been studying strange gravitational readings for the past 6 hours. When the alert came through, she understood what those readings meant. Something enormous had just entered the solar system. Her screen filled with data, 9,900 contacts, all of them warships according to the scans. Her hands shook as she typed, running analysis after analysis. The computer kept giving the same answer. This was an invasion fleet. A message broadcast across all frequencies. It played in every language, translated by some advanced system. The voice was cold and mechanical. "Primitive humans of Earth, you are now subjects of the collective. We have conquered 47 star systems. Your resistance is meaningless. You have 48 hours to surrender your planet. Comply and some of you will live as workers. Resist, and we will take what we want from your ashes." The world stopped. Every nation, every government, every military force heard the message. For 6 hours, Earth's leaders argued and debated. Some wanted to surrender. Others wanted to fight. Most simply couldn't believe this was real. Didn't waste time on disbelief. She worked. She analyzed the alien formations, their ship designs, their positioning. Something caught her attention. The fleet moved in predictable patterns. Perfect geometric shapes like they were following a computer program. There were gaps in their formation, weak points where their defensive overlaps failed. She sent her findings to every military command she could reach. Most ignored her. One person listened. Captain commanded the battleship Soul's Pride, Earth's most advanced warship. He had fought in the colony wars against Mars separatists. He knew how to read tactical data. "This doctor is right," he told his crew. "They're overconfident. Look at their formation. They're not even trying to defend their flanks properly." On Mars gathered his officers. Mars colony had 300 ships, mostly mining vessels and patrol craft. Against 9,900 alien warships, they were nothing, but had learned something during the colony wars. Numbers didn't always win battles. Tactics did. "We're not going to win by fighting fair," he told his team. "We're going to cheat, lie, and hit them where they don't expect." Earth's governments finally made their decision. Every leader from every nation appeared in a joint broadcast. For the first time in human history, they spoke with one voice. "To the collective, this is Earth. We reject your demands. We reject your surrender terms. If you want our world, you will have to take it from us. And we promise you this. You will bleed for every meter." The alien fleet responded immediately. They began moving toward Earth at a steady pace. No rush. No concern. They acted like this was routine, like they had done this 1,000 times before. Watched the alien advance from Mars. His tactical officer, lieutenant, pulled up historical data from every war humanity had ever fought. They looked for patterns, strategies, anything that might work against an overwhelming enemy. "The asteroid belt," said suddenly. "We can use it like a maze, lead them in, hit them from all sides." Worked for 36 hours straight. She mapped the entire alien fleet, identifying their command ships, their supply vessels, their weak points. She found that the aliens grouped their ships by function. All the command ships stayed in the center. All the fighters stayed on the outer edge. It was efficient, but it was predictable. Captain took Sol's Pride and Earth's battle group toward the moon, 23 warships facing an army. His crew was scared. He could see it in their eyes, but they stayed at their posts. "I won't lie to you," told them over the intercom. "We're probably going to die, but we're going to make them remember us. Every ship we take down is one less shooting at Earth. Every minute we buy is another minute for people to evacuate. We matter." As the 48-hour deadline approached, a young private named stood at her post on Earth's surface. She was 19 years old. She had joined the military 6 months ago, thinking she would never see combat. Now she stood behind a rail gun battery, watching the sky, waiting for alien ships to appear. "Are we really going to fight them?" her squad leader asked. Checked her weapon. "What else can we do?" The deadline passed. The alien fleet divided into 3 groups, one headed for Earth, one headed for Mars, one headed for the asteroid belt where the mining colonies waited. The war leader broadcast one final message. "Your foolishness will be remembered. Your species will be our lesson to others. Surrender now or face extinction." Commander sat in his command chair on Mars. Captain stood on the bridge of Sol's Pride. Doctor watched from the orbital defense network. Private gripped her weapon on Earth. All across humanity's colonies, millions of soldiers, sailors, and civilians waited. The war began with a single shot. A fighter entered Mars orbit scanning for targets. Ship the fired one round. The alien fighter exploded. All forces transmitted, "Make them bleed." The battle for Earth had begun. The first day of war taught the collective something they had never learned in 47 conquests. Humans didn't fight like other species. They fought dirty. The alien fleet approaching Mars expected easy victory. 3,000 warships against a small colony with minimal defenses. Their war leader sent a simple message to his fleet. "Destroy military targets. Capture infrastructure intact. Begin bombardment." Commander had other plans. He didn't defend Mars. He abandoned it. Every ship, every pilot, every soldier evacuated to pre-planned positions in the asteroid belt. The aliens arrived at Mars to find empty stations and silent bases. "Where are they?" the commander demanded. They found out 10 minutes later. Ships appeared from behind asteroids, launching missiles and fire. The human weapons were primitive compared to alien technology, but they were fast and unpredictable. Asteroids became shields. Debris became cover. Every human ship fought like a cornered animal. Colonel Sora led the Outer Rim fighter wing through the chaos. Her squadron of 40 fighters attacked from 12 different directions at once. The aliens tried to target them, but human fighters moved in ways ships couldn't match. They spun, rolled, and dove through asteroid fields at speeds that should have killed them. "Target their shield generators," Sora called to her wing. "Fire in rapid bursts, different frequencies each time." Her pilots obeyed. They discovered something important. Alien shields were designed to stop big, powerful attacks. They worked perfectly against heavy weapons, but rapid-fire attacks from multiple angles confused the shield systems. Small fighters could slip through the gaps and hit vital systems. Sora's squadron destroyed 18 warships in the first hour. They lost 22 fighters doing it. The mathematics were brutal. Humans were trading lives for small victories, but those small victories added up. Near Earth, Captain faced the main alien fleet. 3,000 ships approached Earth's moon, moving in that same perfect formation Doctor had identified. They didn't scatter. They didn't take evasive action. They believed their shields and armor made them untouchable. Engineer Minu, working on Luna Base, proved them wrong. He had spent the last 48 hours turning mining equipment into weapons. Mass drivers designed to launch ore into space now launched tungsten rods at enemy ships. The projectiles weren't fancy. They were just heavy metal moving very fast. Physics did the rest. A 20-kilogram tungsten rod hitting a ship at orbital velocity carried more energy than most missiles. Minu's mass drivers opened fire from the moon's surface. The aliens never saw it coming. 70 ships exploded before they realized they were under attack. "Reload and fire," Minu ordered his team. "Don't stop until we're out of ammunition or they blow us up." The fleet approaching Earth finally broke formation. They scattered, trying to avoid the incoming projectiles. That's when Captain struck. Sol's Pride and 22 other warships had been hiding behind the moon, masked by Luna Base's signals. They emerged firing everything they had. Earth's warships were outmatched in technology, but used tactics the aliens didn't expect. He didn't try to destroy ships. He targeted their engines and weapon systems. Crippled ships couldn't fight. Crippled ships became obstacles for other alien vessels. "All ships focus fire on the command cluster," ordered. "Make them lose coordination." Private watched the battle from Earth's surface. Debris fell from the sky like deadly rain. Alien fighters broke through the orbital defenses and began attacking ground targets. His battery opened fire. The massive weapon shook the ground each time it fired. She watched her rounds tear through alien fighters and felt sick and proud at the same time. "Keep firing," her commander shouted. "Everyone we kill is one less bombing our cities." By the end of the first day, the collective had lost 800 ships. The aliens couldn't believe it. Their war leader studied the reports over and over. 800 ships. In one day. They had conquered entire star systems with fewer losses. "How is this possible?" he demanded of his tactical officers. "The humans are unexpected, war leader. They use tactics we've never encountered. They hide, ambush, and sacrifice themselves freely. They turn everything into a weapon. They don't fight with honor." The war leader considered abandoning the invasion, but that would mean admitting defeat. The collective had never retreated from a primitive species. He made his decision. "Send all remaining forces, full assault on Earth. We end this now." On Mars' fleet had been reduced to 100 ships, but they had destroyed 300 alien vessels. The mathematics were simple. Humans were winning the trade ship for ship. His crew was exhausted. His ship was damaged, but they were alive. "Commander, the main alien fleet is moving toward Earth," Lieutenant reported. "Over 9,000 ships, all heading to one target." Made a choice. Mars was already lost. The colony was evacuated. He could run, preserve his forces, survive. Or he could chase the alien fleet and hit them from behind when they were focused on Earth. "Set course for Earth," he ordered. "Maximum speed. We're going to hit them where it hurts." Doctor barely slept. She tracked every ship, every movement, every attack pattern. She discovered something troubling. The aliens were learning. Their second wave attacks showed adaptation. They spread out more. They covered weak points. They were getting smarter. She sent a message to Admiral, the overall commander of Earth's forces. "The aliens are adapting faster than expected. We need to change tactics constantly. If we become predictable, they'll crush us." Admiral read the message and cursed. They were barely holding the line with current tactics. Changing everything would require perfect coordination across scattered, desperate forces. But he understood the truth. Predictable tactics meant death. He sent new orders across all channels. "All commanders full tactical freedom. Use whatever works. Don't repeat the same strategy twice. Make them guess what we'll do next." Colonel Sara received the orders and smiled grimly. "You heard the Admiral. Get creative, people. Show these aliens why humans are dangerous." As night fell on Earth, the sky burned with battles in orbit. Thousands of ships fought and died above the planet. The fleet kept coming, wave after wave. Human defenders kept fighting, using every trick, every desperate tactic they could imagine. Private's battery ran out of ammunition. Her commander ordered them to abandon the position. As they fell back, she looked up at the burning sky. Somewhere up there, people were dying. Earth people, Mars people, all fighting the same enemy. "We're going to win this," her squad leader said, though his voice shook. Didn't answer. She just reloaded her rifle and kept moving. The ground battle was about to begin. The moon became a graveyard. Engineer Minu watched from Luna Base as thousands of ships fought in the space around Earth's satellite. Metal debris filled the orbital paths like deadly clouds. Every few seconds, another explosion lit up the darkness. His mass drivers had been firing for 20 hours straight. The barrels glowed red-hot. 3 of them had exploded from overuse. 14 of his crew were dead, but they kept firing. The alternative was losing Earth. "Minu, we've got incoming," his assistant warned. 20 alien fighters heading straight for us. Minu looked at his remaining weapons. 2 mass drivers nearly out of ammunition. Against 20 fighters, they were nothing. He made a decision that would save millions of lives on Earth. "Overload the power cores," he ordered. "Set them to explode when the fighters get close." His crew stared at him. "That will destroy the entire base." "I know. Evacuate everyone to the emergency shuttles. You have 5 minutes." While his crew scrambled to escape, Minu stayed at his post. He kept firing the mass drivers, drawing the alien fighters closer. They wanted to destroy his weapons. He was going to give them more than they bargained for. The last shuttle launched with 3 minutes to spare. Minu sat alone in the control room, watching the fighters approach. He thought about his daughter on Earth. She was 7 years old. He hoped she would grow up in a world free from alien control. When the fighters were 100 meters away, Minu pressed the button. Luna Base exploded with the force of a small nuclear weapon. The shockwave destroyed all 20 fighters and damaged 30 more ships that were too close. Minu's last act killed 50 alien vessels. In orbit, Captain saw the explosion. He knew what it meant. Another human had chosen to die fighting rather than live under alien rule. The collective didn't understand this. They couldn't comprehend a species that preferred death to surrender. "Honor Minu's sacrifice," told his crew. "Make it count." Soul's pride led a desperate charge into the heart of the alien formation. 20 Earth warships followed him. They weren't trying to win. They were trying to break the enemy's coordination. Admiral had ordered them to target the command ships, no matter the cost. The battle became chaos. Human ships rammed alien vessels when they ran out of ammunition. Pilots ejected from dying fighters and used their suit thrusters to crash into enemy ships. Every human seemed willing to die if it meant taking aliens with them. A civilian hacker named, working from a bunker in Seoul, found a way into the alien communication network. She didn't know their language, but she understood computer code. She began sending false orders to different alien fleet divisions. 3 divisions received orders to move to the same location. They arrived at the coordinates at the same time and collided. Over 200 ships destroyed themselves because of hack. The collective finally realized humans were fighting them in cyberspace too. "Lock down all networks," the alien war leader ordered, but had already planted programs throughout their systems. Every time they blocked one attack, she found another way in. On Earth's surface, the Battle of Low Earth Orbit reached its peak. Alien ships began landing ground forces. Private and her battalion found themselves fighting hand-to-hand with alien soldiers in the streets of Tokyo. The aliens were bigger and stronger than humans, but humans had been fighting each other for thousands of years. They knew urban warfare. They used buildings as cover, turned streets into kill zones, and set traps in every structure. Squad lured a group of alien soldiers into a subway tunnel. They retreated, drawing the aliens deeper. When the aliens were far underground, the squad detonated the charges they had placed earlier. The tunnel collapsed, burying 50 aliens. "That's for Minu," whispered. She had heard about the engineer's sacrifice. Everyone had. It made them fight harder. Across Earth, similar battles erupted. Humans used every tactic from every war they had ever fought. The aliens had superior technology, but they had never faced an enemy that refused to accept defeat. Medic worked in a field hospital on the outskirts of New Delhi. She treated human casualties and, when ordered, alien prisoners. The aliens confused her. They seemed shocked that humans gave medical care to enemy soldiers. One alien soldier, wounded but alive, spoke through a translator. "Why do you heal us? We came to destroy you." Bandaged his wounds. "Because we're not like you. We fight hard, but we don't torture prisoners. That's what makes us better." The alien said nothing, but something changed in his eyes. Fear, maybe, or respect. Captain's suicide run reached the alien flagship cluster. Sol's pride was dying. Half his crew was dead. The ship's hull had been breached in 40 places, but they were close to the command ships. "All hands abandon ship," ordered. "Get to the escape pods." His crew hesitated. "Captain, you need to leave too." Smiled sadly. "Someone needs to steer. Go, tell Earth we made them bleed." When the crew evacuated, locked himself in the bridge. He aimed Sol's pride at the largest alien command ship and pushed the engines to maximum. The ship accelerated like a missile. The aliens tried to destroy Sol's pride before it hit, but the ship's momentum carried it forward. Its last sight was the alien flagship growing larger in his. The impact destroyed 3 command ships and damaged 7 more. The collective's coordination collapsed. Suddenly, thousands of ships had no clear orders. They scattered, each captain making their own decisions. Admiral saw the chaos and acted. "All forces attack now. Hit them while they're confused." Commander arrived from Mars with his surviving ships. He struck the alien fleet from behind, targeting supply vessels and support ships. Without supplies, the alien warships couldn't maintain their shields or weapons. "For Mars," transmitted. "For Menu, for everyone we've lost." Doctor coordinated the counterattack from her command center. She directed ships to weak points, identified targets, and predicted alien movements. Her screens showed the bigger picture. Humanity was losing, but not as badly as expected. The alien fleet had started with 9,900 ships. They now had 5,700. Earth had started with 800 warships. Only 300 remained. But the math told a story the collective didn't want to hear. Humans were winning the trade. For every human ship destroyed, they took down 3 aliens. That ratio was improving as humans learned and adapted. The war leader finally understood the truth. These humans were not like other species. They learned too fast. They adapted too quickly. They fought with a ferocity that seemed impossible. And most terrifying of all, they didn't care about their own survival. They only cared about making the enemy pay. He sent a message to the collective's High Council, requesting reinforcements. Human resistance is significant. The response came back quickly. "You have 9,000 ships. Use them. Victory is expected." The war leader looked at his surviving forces. Less than 6,000 now. He had lost almost 4,000 ships in 3 days. At this rate, he would lose the war before reinforcements arrived. He made a desperate decision. "All forces, prepare for final assault on Earth. We will overwhelm them with numbers." Admiral received intelligence about the alien plan. Every remaining ship was coming to Earth. This was the decisive battle. Win and humanity survived. Lose and Earth fell. "Prepare operation," ordered. "It's time to show them what happens when you corner desperate humans." Operation was humanity's last gamble. Admiral had hidden thousands of satellites around Earth over the past 72 hours. Each satellite contained a small nuclear warhead connected to a laser array. The technology was old, dangerous, and usually considered too unstable for military use. That's exactly why the aliens wouldn't expect it. Doctor had positioned each satellite carefully. They formed a web around Earth, invisible to alien sensors because they were powered down, waiting. The aliens would see them as dead debris, just more wreckage from the battle. "This has to work," whispered as she checked the calculations for the 100th time. "If it doesn't, Earth falls." The fleet approached Earth in a massive formation, 5,700 ships moving together like a metal tidal wave. The war leader watched from his flagship. He had lost almost half his fleet, but victory was still possible. Humans only had 300 ships left. The numbers were finally on his side. "Prepare to bombard the planet," he ordered. "Target major cities. Break their will to fight." Commander watched the alien fleet approach. His orders were simple but hard to follow. Retreat. Fall back. Make the aliens think humanity was broken. Every instinct screamed at him to fight, but he followed orders. "All ships withdraw to high orbit," transmitted. "Do not engage. Repeat, do not engage." Human ships pulled back. The movement looked panicked, disorganized. The aliens saw it as proof that human resistance was collapsing. They pushed forward eagerly, sensing final victory. Colonel Sora led her fighter wing in the retreat. Her pilots hated it. They wanted to fight, but she kept them disciplined. "Trust the Admiral," she told them. "He has a plan." Private and her battalion were ordered underground. Deep bunkers beneath Tokyo would protect them from orbital bombardment. As she descended into the darkness, she prayed that someone above had a miracle ready. The alien fleet crossed Earth's orbital defense line. They encountered no resistance. Human ships kept retreating. The war leader smiled. Finally, these stubborn creatures were learning fear. "All ships prepare to fire on the planet's surface," he commanded. Admiral sat in his command center, watching the aliens take the bait. They were exactly where he needed them, surrounded by thousands of seemingly dead satellites. He looked at Doctor. "Are we ready?" His hands shook as she placed them on the activation controls. If she made one mistake, the entire system would fail. "Yes, sir." "Then light them up." Press the button. Around Earth, thousands of satellites activated simultaneously. Nuclear warheads detonated inside each one, but the explosions were contained. The energy pumped into laser arrays, creating beams of focused light powerful enough to cut through starship armor. For 47 seconds, Earth became the center of a web of death. Laser beams crisscrossed through space, hitting alien ships from every angle. The fleet had no time to react. Their shields couldn't adapt fast enough. Their weapons couldn't target enemies in all directions at once. 1,800 alien ships exploded. The ones that survived were damaged and disoriented. The perfect formation dissolved into chaos. Now ordered, all forces attack. Commander Mars' fleet dropped from high orbit like falling hammers. They hit the scattered alien formation from above. Colonel Sora's fighters swarmed in from all sides, targeting crippled ships. Earth's remaining warships charged forward, firing everything they had. The aliens tried to retreat. They found human ships blocking every escape route, had spent the last 3 hours positioning his forces. The trap was complete. "No mercy," transmitted. "They came to destroy us. Let's return the favor." The battle became a slaughter. Aliens who had come to conquer found themselves being hunted. Human fighters chased down fleeing ships with cold efficiency. Every alien captain who tried to surrender found their transmissions ignored. Medic heard about the policy. No prisoners during the battle. It made her sick, but she understood. Humanity didn't have resources to spare for capturing thousands of alien soldiers, not while the battle still raged. An alien officer captured during ground fighting spoke to her. "You humans are monsters. You fight like demons." Looked at him coldly. "You came to our home, you tried to kill us all. What did you expect?" The alien had no answer. The war leader's flagship was crippled, engines offline, weapons destroyed, life support failing. He watched his fleet die around him. 3,900 ships lost in one day. This was supposed to be a quick conquest, an easy victory. Instead, it was a massacre. He sent a message back to the collective. His last message: abort all operations, pull back all forces near human space. Humanity is not prey, they are predators, they are death itself. Tell the collective, warn everyone, stay away from Earth. His ship exploded moments later, hit by fire from Commander's vessel. Across the battlefield, alien ships desperately tried to escape. Some succeeded, most didn't. Human forces pursued them without mercy. Years of anger, fear, and loss fueled their attacks. The aliens had threatened Earth, and now they paid the price. Doctor watched the battle from her screens. She saw the numbers. Alien fleet strength dropping rapidly. 1,900 ships remaining. Then 1,500. Then 1,000. Part of her felt pride. They were winning. Another part felt horror at the scale of death. Thousands of aliens dying. Not all of them were soldiers. Many were just following orders. But Earth was surviving. That's what mattered. Colonel Sora's fighter was hit by debris from an exploding alien ship. Her cockpit breached. She had 30 seconds before her suit's emergency oxygen ran out. She used those seconds to line up one final shot at an enemy cruiser. Her missile launched. The alien ship exploded. Sora smiled as her world went dark. She had taken one more with her. Her squadron saw her die and fought harder. That's what humans did. They turned grief into fury and fury into weapons. Private emerged from the bunker 3 hours after the battle ended. The sky was clear. No more explosions. No more burning ships falling from orbit, just stars. "Did we win?" she asked her commander. He nodded slowly. "We won. The aliens are running. Less than 200 of their ships escaped." Sat down hard. They had won. Earth survived, but the cost was terrible. Cities destroyed. Billions dead. The moon was gone, shattered by weapons fire. Mars' colony would take decades to rebuild. Victory tasted like ashes. Admiral addressed what remained of Earth's forces. "The battle is over. We have defeated the collective's invasion fleet. 9,900 ships came to conquer us. Less than 200 are fleeing our solar system. They came for an easy victory. They found hell instead." He paused, looking at the faces of exhausted soldiers and sailors. "But this isn't over. They know where we are now. Others will come. We need to be ready. Starting today, we rebuild. We learn from captured technology. We prepare for the next battle, because there will be a next battle." Commander stood on the bridge of his damaged ship looking at Earth. The planet was but alive. Humanity was wounded but unbroken. The aliens had tried to destroy them. Instead, they had made humanity angry. And angry humans, he realized, were the most dangerous creatures in the galaxy. Somewhere in deep space, 183 ships fled at maximum speed. Their crews were terrified. They had seen the impossible, a primitive species defeating a galactic empire. The message they carried would change the galaxy forever. The cleanup took 6 months. Earth's orbit was filled with debris from thousands of destroyed ships. Human and alien wreckage floated together, a testament to the brutal battle. Work crews carefully collected pieces, especially alien technology. Every recovered component was studied, analyzed, and reverse-engineered. Commander was promoted to admiral. His tactics had saved Mars and helped win the final battle. Now he oversaw Earth's new military doctrine. It had a simple name: never again. "We were unprepared," told his staff. "We got lucky. The aliens underestimated us. Next time we need to be the ones with superior technology. Next time we need to be the ones who are ready." Doctor led the team studying alien faster-than-light technology. Human scientists had dreamed of FTL travel for centuries. Now they had working examples to study. Within 3 months, they understood the basics. Within 6 months, they built Earth's first working FTL engine. "This changes everything," said as she watched the test engine activate. "We're not trapped in our solar system anymore." Private was promoted to sergeant. She trained new recruits in ground combat tactics. The students listened carefully, had fought aliens hand-to-hand and survived. She knew what worked and what got people killed. Aliens are bigger and stronger, she told her class. So don't fight them fair. Use the environment, use traps, use their size against them. Humans are smaller, but we're smarter and meaner. Remember that. Earth began constructing new warships using captured alien technology combined with human innovation. The designs were different from anything the collective had seen. Human ships prioritized speed, maneuverability, and hitting power over defense. Humanity had learned that the best defense was killing the enemy before they could shoot back. Medic was awarded Earth's highest honor for her service during the war. She had saved hundreds of lives while under fire. Now, she ran a program training combat medics. The war had taught humanity many lessons. One was that every soldier needed to know basic medical care. The captured aliens were kept in secure facilities, not prisons exactly, more like detention centers. Earth's leaders debated what to do with them. Some wanted to execute them all. Others wanted to send them home as a message. Admiral made the final decision. We send them back, but first we show them Earth. We show them our cities, our people, our determination. We let them see what they failed to conquer. Then they go home and tell everyone what happens when you attack humanity. 1 year after the invasion, Earth launched its first fleet of interstellar warships. 50 ships, built with human-alien hybrid technology. They were faster than vessels, more heavily armed, and crewed by humans who remembered what the aliens had tried to do. The fleet's flagship was named Soul's Pride, honoring Captain's sacrifice. The second ship was named Minu's Hammer. Every ship carried the name of someone who died defending Earth. Captain, promoted from sergeant after exceptional service, commanded one of the new destroyers. At 20 years old, she was the youngest ship captain in Earth's fleet. She earned it by being the best. Hard to believe, she told her crew. A year ago I was a private manning, now I'm commanding a starship. Her executive officer smiled. That's what war does. It finds the best and promotes them fast. The fleet's mission was simple: travel to the collective space. Not to attack, not to invade, just to deliver a message. Admiral commanded the fleet from Soul's Pride. Before they left, he visited Doctor. She had decided not to join the fleet. Her work on Earth was too important. "Are you sure about this?" asked. "Going into their space could start another war." Shook his head. "The war never ended, it's just paused. They know where we are. Eventually they'll try again, or someone else will. We need to make sure everyone in the galaxy understands. Earth is not defenseless. Earth fights back." The human fleet jumped to FTL and disappeared from Earth's space. The journey took 2 weeks. They emerged in a neutral star system on the edge of territory. Long-range sensors immediately detected them. The collective knew humans had arrived. Broadcast his message on all frequencies, in every language they used. He wanted everyone to hear it. "People of the collective, 1 year ago you sent 9,900 ships to invade our home. You came to conquer us. You came to enslave us. You believed we were weak and divided." He paused, letting his words sink in. "You were wrong. We destroyed your fleet. Less than 200 of your ships escaped. We sent them back to deliver a message. That message is simple: leave us alone." Another pause. On worlds, millions listened. The survivors of the invasion fleet had already spread stories. Stories of humans who fought like demons, who turned everything into weapons, who preferred death to surrender. "We are not interested in conquering you," continued. "We are not interested in your worlds or your empire. We just want to be left in peace. But understand this: if you threaten Earth again, we will respond. Not with defense, with war. We will bring the same destruction to your worlds that you tried to bring to ours. This fleet you see before you is just the beginning. We are building more. We are learning. We are preparing, because we remember what you tried to do. we will always remember. Come to Earth in peace and we will welcome you. Come in war and you will find only death. This is your only warning. We are humanity. We are Earth. We remember everything. We forgive nothing. Choose wisely. The message ended. The human fleet held position, waiting for a response. On the collectives, the High Council met in emergency session. The surviving invasion fleet commanders, they told of human tactics, human ferocity, human determination. They showed videos of the battles. They turned asteroids into weapons, one commander explained. They crashed ships into ours when they ran out of ammunition. Their soldiers fought with knives and bare hands rather than surrender. They are not rational. They are driven by something we don't understand. The High Council watched the footage of operation. 1,800 ships destroyed in seconds. They watched human fighters chase down fleeing vessels without mercy. They saw the final casualty reports. 9,700 ships lost. 300 survived, many heavily damaged, against a species that didn't even have FTL technology before the war started. The Council's decision was unanimous. Earth was declared a forbidden zone. All ships were ordered to avoid human space. Trade was forbidden. Contact was forbidden. Earth and its colonies were to be left completely alone. We will not make that mistake again, the Council leader announced. Humans are predators. We treat them like the dangerous species they are. News of the Council's decision spread throughout the collective. Then it spread to other alien civilizations. The story of Earth's defense became known across the galaxy. Humans, the small species from an unremarkable world, had defeated a galactic empire. Other species took notice. Some wanted to establish friendly relations with these fierce humans. Others decided to avoid Earth entirely. All of them understood one truth. Humanity was not to be trifled with. Admiral received confirmation that the collective had declared Earth off-limits. The mission was complete. He addressed his fleet. We're going home. We've delivered our message. The galaxy knows about us now. Some will fear us. Some will respect us. Some will want to be our friends. That's fine. But they all know one thing. We're not victims. We're not easy prey. We're human, and that means something now. The fleet returned to Earth as heroes. Millions gathered to watch them arrive. The ships that had carried humanity's warning to the stars were home. Stood on the bridge of her destroyer looking at Earth through the planet was still from the invasion, but it was healing. Cities were being rebuilt. Populations were recovering. Life was returning to normal. Think there will be another war? Her executive officer asked. Thought about Minu, who died destroying Luna Base. About Captain, who crashed his ship into alien command vessels. About Colonel Sara, who used her last breath to kill one more enemy. About the billions who died defending their home. Maybe, she said quietly, but if there is, we'll be ready. And whoever comes next will learn the same lesson they learned. Earth doesn't surrender. Earth doesn't break. Attack us and we'll make you regret it for the rest of your existence. She smiled grimly. That's the message we sent. That's the reputation we earned. And that's the legacy of everyone who died in the war. They proved humanity is not to be messed with. Years later, the story of Earth's defense was taught to every alien species that joined the galactic community. It became a warning, a cautionary tale, the story of what happens when an empire underestimates a determined species. They sent 9,900 ships to invade Earth. Only a few lived to tell the tale, and that tale changed the galaxy forever. Humanity had announced itself to the universe, not as victims, not as servants, but as equals who would defend their home with everything they had. They were small, but they were fierce. They were divided, but they could unite when threatened. They were human, and the galaxy would never forget that name.